Welcome, everybody. This is our introduction to lead generation on the Great Discovery. So, I'm going to be going over some lead generation strategies to help you find more customers, sell more, and get more people attracted to your offer online. So, let's jump into this presentation on lead generation. One of the strategies that we're going to be really looking into deeply today is the LinkedIn events strategy. And I'm even going to be sharing some of my secret strategies here today. So, be prepared for that. LinkedIn event strategies, how to get thousands of people attending your next online event. What you're going to learn here today is how to create a LinkedIn event, how to promote your event, and some secret LinkedIn event strategies. Okay. I've had many online events. I've been hosting online events for years and years and years. This one was in 2022. And I've always had a lot of people attend my online events. You see, I have thousands of people, 2,000 people signing up for these LinkedIn events. And I've done just so many of these events online. And so I've tried everything and have a really, really good strategy to help you grow your LinkedIn events massively. These are some screenshots of different events that I've had online. And, I've had not only thousands of people sign up, but hundreds of people attend live at my events. And this is really the LinkedIn event strategy kind of mapped out here, all the different steps. Okay. So we're going to kind of go over each one of these one by one. I'm going to teach you this entire LinkedIn event strategy. Now, this is a strategy that you want to do weekly. These are habits, these are activities, things that you can check off of your checklist, and you want to do this strategy that I'm telling you weekly. It's actually not very effective if you just do this one time. The power of this is that what I'm showing you is a replicatable, duplicatable system that is a key part of your business long term. I'm giving you basically a strategy that you can use continuously, and it actually builds and compounds and gets more powerful the more you do it. If you just do it once, it's okay, but really you're going to find the most success if you continue to do this every single week. Okay. LinkedIn event strategy. Let's start with step one, adding connections. Adding connections. So I have a lot of connections on LinkedIn. You see here, I have over 13,000 connections on LinkedIn or followers. Now, this is the first thing that we need to understand here is the difference between connections and followers. Okay. So connections means if you connect with somebody on LinkedIn and they accept your invitation, you become first degree connections. This level of connection implies a direct and immediate link between you and that person. You can see each other's full profiles, message each other directly, and share updates and content with one another. It represents the closest level of connection, the closest level of professional connection on the platform. So that's what a connection is. It's kind of like a friend on Facebook. You send them a friend request, they accept it, and now you're friends, aka connections on LinkedIn, okay? Versus a follower. A follower is different than a connection. A follower is someone who subscribes to your updates without being directly connected as a first degree connection. Followers can see your public posts and updates, but you don't have the same reciprocal access to their profiles as you would a first degree connection. It's a one-way connection where they receive your updates, but you may not see theirs unless you become first degree connections with you. You can also not directly message them, right? So we always want to focus on being connection, right? We always want to focus on building our connections. Followers are good too, but we don't want to follow other people generally. We want to make sure that we're creating connections. Okay. So sometimes on LinkedIn, you'll see if you go to somebody's profile, you'll see it says follow. Never, ever, 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 never click follow. Always click, if you don't see connect right here, click on more. There'll be a drop down area and you can click connect. So we're always clicking connect. We always want to connect with people because we don't just want to follow. We don't want to be a follower. We want to be making friends or increasing our connections. Okay. Now on LinkedIn, you'll also see a couple of different types of connections. There's things called first degree connections. So first degree connections are the people that I'm directly connected with, right? They're like my friends. If you think about like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, it's kind of like that, right? So if I know Kevin Bacon, well, and he's my friend, well, he's a first degree connection, right? So Mark Perone here, he's my first degree connection. He's my friend. But you'll also see there are people who are what are called second degree connections. What is a second degree connection? A second degree connection is I'm not directly connected with them, but one of my friends is. So I don't know the person, but one of my friends is a first degree connection to them. Now, there's also something called third degree connections. Okay. So a second degree connection is kind of like a friend of a friend, right? First degree connection is my friend. Second degree connection is a friend of a friend. A third degree connection, they're not my friend. They're not a friend of a friend. They may not even be a friend of 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 a friend. they might be completely outside of my network completely, right? That's what a third degree connection is. So here's kind of a visual example. Here's me or you. Here's our first degree connections. They're connected with me directly. Second degree connections are connected to somebody who's first degree. And third degree connections, they could be a friend of a friend, or they could just be completely outside of my network, not connected to anybody I know at all. Okay. So it's important knowing what a second degree and a third degree connection is, because what we want to be doing is increasing the total number of first degree connections, right? And the more first degree connections we have, that means the more second degree connections that we have. And the more people who will start to be referred to your profile. So you'll find that, like I said, it's really important that you start to grow your first degree connections, because that will actually create a cascading effect where you'll start to develop more first degree connections and more second degree connections. And as you connect and grow more and more and more, your profile on LinkedIn will be referred out more. More people will be attracted to your profile. More people will be attending your events. Okay. So let's continue. Okay. So now what we want to do, now we understand what it means to be a connection and how to grow our, why we would want to grow our connections and what's a first degree connection, third degree connection, all that different stuff. We now want to grow our connections. And we don't just want to grow them randomly. We want to grow them in the right way. And one of the best things about LinkedIn is that you can search for people by their job title. LinkedIn is very good for a couple of things, and it's really bad at a lot of other things. Okay. But where LinkedIn really excels is that you can use LinkedIn to find very specific types of people, maybe your customer, right? If you know what you're looking for. So this is the real advantage that LinkedIn has over any other platform, is that you can get very specific with the search and very specific with like the what they would call like the ideal client profile, or finding your ideal client. You can do that very easily with LinkedIn when it's very difficult on other platforms. And why is that? Well, it's because you can look people up by their job title, right? On Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, you can't really look people up by their job title. But everybody on LinkedIn has to input some sort of job title, right? Or some sort of profession. And so if you can understand, hey, my target client is a coach, my target customer is a author, my target client is a speaker. Well, you can actually go to LinkedIn, and up here at the top, you can search for things like coach. And it will bring you up a list. If you click on people, it will bring you up a list of all the people who are coaches. So let me actually go to LinkedIn right now, and I'll show you this like in real time. So I'm going to go to LinkedIn, and I can type right here, coach, and I can search. Now, if I click on people, this will then bring me up a list of a ton of people. I mean, thousands and thousands, over 100 pages of people who have coach either in their name or description. You see this person right here: motivational speaker, dating and relationship coach, life coach, career coach, right? So we have all these people who are coaches. Now, before you go out and you just start connecting with all these people, you have to understand one really important statistic about LinkedIn. The average person on LinkedIn uses LinkedIn for 12 minutes per month. The average person on LinkedIn uses LinkedIn for 12 minutes per month, as opposed to a platform like TikTok. The average user uses TikTok for about 70 minutes per day. So we have 12 minutes per month on LinkedIn, the average user, or 70 minutes per day on TikTok. So what does that tell you about LinkedIn? It tells you that yes, they may have a lot of users, but they're not using it for very long. Why? Well, LinkedIn for most people is primarily a platform to look for jobs. It's not a platform that they go to consume social media or to be entertained. It's not really an entertainment app, it's a business app. And so most professions, like nurses, why would a nurse come on LinkedIn? She's got a full-time job. She's not networking. Unless she's maybe looking for a secondary, unless she's looking for a job, then maybe she comes to LinkedIn. Why would a person in HR come to LinkedIn and use LinkedIn? They wouldn't. They have HR work to do. So who uses LinkedIn? Salespeople, people who are growing an online business. Those people are super users of LinkedIn because they need LinkedIn to find new customers, to, find networking events, to find new prospects. They have a real reason to use LinkedIn. And so there's a small fraction of people who are entrepreneurs and salespeople who use LinkedIn a lot. Coaches, speakers, these type of people actually might use LinkedIn because they're looking to make sales. They're looking for their next speaking opportunity. They're looking for another coach to collaborate with. And so when you're trying to find your ideal client on here, You need to understand, hey, I don't just want to send out connection requests to anybody because there's a high likelihood this person doesn't even use LinkedIn. They're one of the people who use it for 12 minutes a month only to look for new jobs, and they're not using it on a daily basis. And so trying to engage with them or get them to connect with us on LinkedIn isn't going to be really helpful because they're not using LinkedIn. So we need to find the people who are super users. And how do we do that? Well, I just searched coach. I went to people as a filter, and now I have this entire list of people who are coaches, right? But what I want to do before I click connect, and I never want to click follow, but for the people you do see connect with, before I click that, I want to open them up in a new tab. So I'm going to right click on their profile. I'm going to open them up in a new tab. I can then scroll down here and I can look at what's called the activity tab. And this will tell me when was this person last active on LinkedIn. You can see that this person was active 15 hours ago, meaning that this person actually does something on LinkedIn. And so this would actually be somebody I would want to connect with because they're actually using LinkedIn actually pretty recently, right? 15 hours ago. And I wouldn't want to click follow, but I would want to click connect, right? So I clicked on more. I then click connect, and now my connection request is pending. Then I can go to the next person, Sharon, right? Okay, let's see if she's active. She posted 2 months ago. So she's one of those people who uses it maybe 12 minutes per month. If she hasn't been on LinkedIn for 2 months, I don't need to connect with her because she's not using it. So I'll move on, go to Gen Block. And I can kind of open up many of these people in a new tab. And then I can go to their profile, scroll down, look at their activity tab 1 week ago, 3 months ago, not really using LinkedIn very much. Here's another person, Richard, 2 weeks ago, not really using LinkedIn. 3 days ago, 4 days ago, great, let's connect with her. Scroll down here, this person 2 weeks ago, not using LinkedIn. This person hasn't posted in over 2 months. This person, 3 months. This person, 1 month, 4 months, not good. This person 2 months ago. So you see that, just on this page, if I would have tried to connect with everybody, only about 2 people out of that entire first page were even active or using LinkedIn. Okay, so this is why we really have to check their activity. Okay, so why do we want to increase our LinkedIn connections? Okay. Well, we want to increase our LinkedIn connections because we want to invite them to an event, right? So we want to increase our connections because every single week on LinkedIn, you can invite 1,000 people to an event. Okay. And we want to be sending out at least 1,000 invites to that event every single week. Because if you don't send out the invites, you lose the invites, right? So the first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we have 1,000 connections so we can send out all 1,000 invites. Because you can only send out invites to people who are first degree connections to you. Okay. So if you want to check how many connections that you have right now, what you can do is you can go to LinkedIn. You can click on My Network, and you can see your total number of connections right here. And you see that I have about 12,000 connections, right? Or almost, yeah, 12,000 connections. Okay. So if you want to see how many connections you have. Now, if you don't have 1,000, your first goal is to get this number to 1,000, right? You want to have 1,000 people that you're connected to. Okay. And why is that? Well, because you want to invite them to an event. Okay. So step one, increase our connections. And your first goal is increase your connections till you can get to 1,000 connections. Okay. Next step is to actually create the event. Okay. You want to create your event. So I'm going to go ahead and create an event, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to come to LinkedIn, and I'm going to click up here. I'm on the home page. I click right here, and you can see one of the options that's right here is create an event. So down in the middle, if you hover over, it looks like a little calendar. You can create an event. Okay. Now I need to upload a cover image for the event. Every event needs a cover image. So I'm going to click on cover, and I'm just going to grab this Discovery Summit because this is what we're going to be promoting as our weekly Discovery Summit. Okay, so I upload that cover image, scroll down. Some people miss this. Scroll down, you can click apply. And now you need to start entering in your event information. It is an online event. The event format is going to be an external link, Yep. The event name is going to be the Discovery Summit. I'm going to enter in the time. So it's going to be Eastern time zone. It's going to be this Thursday, the 6th. It's going to start at 12 p.m. and it's going to go till 2 p.m. So I'm just entering in the event information. Then in the external link, what I'm going to put here is actually the link to the event on the Great Discovery. Okay. So that event is actually a product. So if you go to the Great Discovery, you'll find the product here. And I'm going to put the link to register for the event right here in the external link section with my affiliate link as well. Okay. So that's so when somebody comes to the event, basically they're going to find the event on LinkedIn. Then to actually attend it, they're going to go to this page and they're going to register on here in order to join it. Okay. So make sure to put in the link, and I'll put this in the chat if anybody needs it. It's in the chat right now. Just make sure to change out make sure to change out my affiliate link to your affiliate link at the end. Okay. Then we want to put in the description. If you want, you can just grab the description from right here or from right here. Here's a good one, right? Just grab it right here if you're going to be promoting the Discovery Summit. So I just copy and pasted the description that was on the Discovery Summit, and I put that in the description section here. Okay. If you want to put the speakers in, you can. I'll just put myself, but I could also put, Renee is going to be a speaker, right? I could also put Beverly, right? So if you have other speakers that you want to add on there, right, you could add additional speakers. I'm just going to do myself. Okay. Okay, this looks good. Let's just review it. It's an online event. It's an external event link. The name is the Discovery Summit. It's at 12 p.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. The external link will lead them to sign up for it on the Great Discovery website. And you'll see the description is here. I will need the description one more time, so make sure to keep it handy. And then I'm going to click next. Okay. Now this is going to take me to the post. I need to paste in the description again right here. And then I need to click post one more time. This will then actually put that event live on LinkedIn. Perfect. So the post was successful. I can set up the event, or I can click not now. You'll see that the event is right here. Okay. If I want to view the event, I can click on view event. Or if I ever lose the event, if I'm like, where did I create that event? Well, I can click up here in the top right-hand corner, go on view profile, scroll to my activity tab, and you'll see it's right here. It's under my post, or it's under the events. So it's under activity, and you can see that I have it right here. Okay. Now we've done this part. We've created our event, right? We added in our cover image. We've added the event type. We've done external event. We've given it a name. We've given it a time. We gave it the event link, the description, the speakers. We click next. We entered that and we click post. Okay. So we created our event. Now we want to invite to the event. Okay. This is key. It's one thing to create the event, but we now want to invite people to the event. Okay. And like I said, we get 1,000 invitations per week. So to invite people to the event, what we want to do is click right here. Once we're on the event page, click share and click invite. Okay. Now what I can do is I can come here and I can click and I can invite people. How many people can I invite? 1,000 a week. Now, if you don't have 1,000 connections, you'll be able to, let's say you have 500 connections. How many can you invite that week? 500, right? If you have 900, how many connections can you invite that week? 900. If you have 2,000 connections, 2,000, how many can you invite that week? 1,000. You can only invite 1,000 people a week. Okay, that's a lot of people. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to invite. Now, if you want, you can also use your filters up here at the top. Okay, if you don't have like a ton of connections, I wouldn't use filters, but if you do have a lot of connections, you can choose something like industry and choose the type of people that you want to invite. So maybe I want to invite people in professional services and business consulting. You know who would be great for this call? People who are in the coaching industry, professional training and coaching, right? And I can do show results, and then this will give me a long list of people who fit into one of those categories. And what I can do when I select my categories, I can scroll down and I can click on this button here, and then it will auto select a lot of people in that list. Okay. So don't worry. Most of you will not have a ton of connections. So just go down the list and just like click on all these people. If you want to do location, you can do United States, and then you'll get that box up here. So you can, once you scroll, so here's how you can invite a lot of people very easily. Just go on here and scroll. I'm just going to do this now to show you how easy it is. So I'm just scrolling. I'm loading more profiles. If I want to stop, I can see how far I am. Okay, 250, not bad. I'll keep scrolling. Now there is a software that does auto scroll for you. It will actually scroll this list automatically for you, but I'm just doing it with my mouse. It's not that hard right now, but I can show you that Chrome extension, that tool later that will auto scroll this list for you. So I'm just scrolling here so I can invite all my 1,000 people. This is a very simple process. Scroll, scroll, scroll. How many we got now? Almost 500. So we're almost halfway there, and we've been just scrolling for like 40 seconds.
So, Alex, what are you pushing to make them all click at the same time?
Yeah, once you select a filter up here at the top, Beverly, if you click on this box right here, it will select that entire list. See
Okay,
this box right here up next to the filter, United
okay.
States?
So
Yeah.
you have to hit the filter first. Got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
if you don't select any filter, it won't give you that box. If you just add at least one filter, and that one filter could be a location filter for the United States, it will then give you that box, which will basically prevent you from having to go like this on every single person's.
Exactly. That's what I was noticing. So thank you for that information. It's
Yeah.
going to make it a lot easier. Cool.
And and just, when you're sending out these 1,000 invites, I recommend you send all 1,000 invites out at once. Don't do like 200 and then 100 and then 500 and then 100. It can cause errors in the inviting process, and sometimes it will restrict you from inviting all 1,000. So if you are going to invite 1,000 people, just I would recommend that you invite all 1,000 people at the same exact time, meaning that once this number up here, the selected becomes 1,000, then I'll click invite and I'll show you what that looks like. I'm just scrolling here to show you how easy this is. So we're up to 849. We don't need to scroll that much more.
Alex, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Renee.
So I've noticed, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that when I've done this and then I go to a different filter, some of those names pop back up. I'm like, so why? I don't want to send the same invitation to the same person because they're in a different filter.
Yeah, you actually won't be able to send the same invitation to the same person, not to the
Okay.
same event.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it won't send it again. I thought I had seen it a couple of times when I changed the filter and those people popped up again. I'm like, oh, some of the same people were there because maybe they were in the United States and they were also a coach. So I'm like, oh my goodness. And you don't want to, you know, upset anybody by sending the same thing to people. So I thought if that was the case, then, I wanted to find out what to do. But you're saying that's not possible?
It's not possible. Once they're invited to an
Okay.
event, even if they're invited to that event by a different person, it's then impossible to invite them to the same event again.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I just selected, 940 people, and I just removed the filter at the top so I can just select my last 30 people or so. I'm just scrolling down the list here and just auto selecting. Holly's already gone. I need to invite her. So if you want to get really picky on inviting people, I can show you how to do that, but I just want to show you how to invite 1,000 here to begin with. And then we can obviously optimize how we invite people. But I just wanted to show you this first. Okay, now we have 1,000 people. Only 1,000 invites can be sent at a time. Perfect. You see, I can invite 1,000 here. I now want to click on the invite 1,000. Now, you do have to sit here and kind of mash that invite button sometimes, but you'll see down here in the left-hand corner, I just got the notification 1,000 people invited to the event. Perfect. So I just invited 1,000 people to this LinkedIn event. Now they'll all get a notification that looks like this. Alex Hitt, so just imagine this is me and says, Alex Hitt invited you to attend the Discovery Summit. And they'll get a yes or no question. Would you like to attend this? Yes or no? Ignore or accept? So it's just a yes or no question. You don't have to send them an email. You don't have to send them anything else. You're just sending them a yes or no question. Do you want to attend? Yes or no? Many people will click accept. Okay. And those people, you will find those people when you go back to your event, you'll find those people are here in your attendee list. Okay. So we'll talk about that here next. So we want to invite people. We just showed you how to do that. You go to your events. Okay. And you go to the event. You click share. You click invite. And you invite 1,000 people every week. Okay. So that's how you select them, and then you can click invite, right? You can use your filters, select the United States, and then you have that little extra box that you can auto select a lot of people at once. Okay, Now our event is coming up. Our event is almost here. It's a week before the event. It's a day before the event. Whenever you want to send out that reminder. The key here, though, is that we send reminders. How do we send reminders? Well, you can direct message people on LinkedIn. That's one great way to do it. Or you can email them. I mean, there's many ways that you can send out reminders, but on LinkedIn, we're going to be primarily doing direct messages. Okay. So what we can do is when we go to our event, you can click on networking. You'll see there's a networking tab. And this will give you all the people. If you scroll down and you click on see all at the bottom, this will give you a list of all the people who are signed up to attend. So let me go to one of my previous events. So I'll go to my events and I'll go to this one had 40 people attending. Okay, I can go to networking right here, networking on any event, scroll down and click see all. Now this will give me a list of all the people who are signed up to attend the event. And what I can do is a few days before, I can click on message and I can just send them a reminder that the event is going to happen. What should my message be? Your message should be something like, I'll actually show you. Your message should be the above event is starting soon. So your message should be something like the above event is starting soon, 7 p.m. Pacific, right? You could even say starting, today at 7 p.m. Okay. You signed up to attend, which is why I'm sending you this reminder. I hope to see you there. So what we're doing there is we're sending a reminder and we're saying, hey, it's just a friendly reminder that the event is starting soon. You signed up to attend, which is why I'm reaching out. So the reason that I'm reaching out to you is because you signed up for my event. I'm not just reaching out randomly. I'm reaching out because you signed up to attend, and so this is a reminder. If anybody's ever cold messaged somebody on LinkedIn before, sometimes they get a little cagey. They're like, why did you message me? Who are you? You know? And so this is a really great way to say, hey, I'm basically cold messaging you right now, but I'm doing it because you opted into something that I was promoting. That's why I'm messaging. So people are much more receptive to a message or to do something that maybe, is unusual if there's a reason behind it. If someone just came up to you on the street and was like, hey, sign this, you're like, well, I'm not signing that. But if they said, hey, sign this, it's a petition to get a new roundabout in this area. Like, oh, okay, I'll sign that. You're basically giving them a reason or an excuse or here's why, I'm messaging and why you should be receptive to this. Okay. This is much better, in my opinion, than just messaging people like, hey, I think your generic business is great. I would love to sell you something, which is like what most LinkedIn messages turn into, right? Now, this is just one way of going about, you know, basically generating leads and generating business on LinkedIn. There are other strategies that we will discuss on later calls, but this is our primary one, and it's very successful for anybody who does it and implements it. Okay, so we're sending our reminders and we're saying, hey, the event is starting. And one thing that you can do in that reminder is on this list is one, you can link them the event here. So let me see if I have somebody I can message here. Not really. So what I can do is I'll just do this as an example. I can paste the link to the event. Okay. So what I'd like to do is I like to paste the link to the event. Let's see if I can do it here. I'll do it here. Okay, that's interesting. Hmm. Okay, so what I would do is when you basically send the message, what I would do is I would take your affiliate link to the Great Discovery, to the Discovery Summit on the Great Discovery. And in the message, I would send the link like this. Okay. And then you can have a little arrow and you can type in the reminder, which is like the above event is starting soon. You signed up to attend, which is why I'm sending you this reminder. I hope to see you there. And then you can also say, like, let me know if you need any help registering, or, if you're not able to get in or something like that. Or you could say, hey, the Discovery Summit is starting soon. You could also put a link directly to the LinkedIn event, but they're going to have to go to the event link here in order to actually properly register for the event. Okay. So that's the LinkedIn event strategy. Now, once they're at the event, we're going to give a presentation, we're going to give a show. At the summit, we're going to basically facilitate the summit. If you've invited anybody and they register via this, they're automatically tied to you. If they buy anything, you'll get credited for it. And then after the event is over, there will be a certain number of people who signed up to attend who did not actually attend live. They did not actually register for the event. And so this is the power of having the Discovery Summit every Thursday. Say, hey, no problem at all. We're actually having it again next Thursday. Why don't you register here? You send them this link again. Why don't you register here, so you can add it to your calendar, or so actually sign up and maybe you remember, right? So basically, you're just driving them. Once you're getting the opt-ins, you're driving them to this page so they create an account. And then once they sign up for this event, they'll be signed up for every future summit too. So then we'll be sending out reminders on your behalf, basically saying, hey, here's the link, join us. So all you need to do is get people to sign up for the Discovery Summit one time on this page, right? And there's many ways that you can do that. We just showed you one way. But once they click here to register and they create their free account, they don't need to sign up again. Every single week, we will send them a reminder. Hey, you signed up to attend. Here's the link to join. Okay. Now, once you create this LinkedIn event for the Discovery Summit, I should delete this because this guy's not actually asking to attend. It's gonna be like, why are you messaging me so much and then deleting it? Once we've basically done this event this week, guess what we can do next week? We can do the exact same thing. We just create the event again, but next time it'll be for November 13th, I believe. And we can just continue this process again. Again, invite 1,000 people, send out the reminders, invite again, right? And we're just doing this every single week. And this is just one of the many things that we can do to, one, generate new leads. You're generating new leads via searching them on LinkedIn. And then you're basically inviting them to an opt-in scenario. The opt-in scenario is, hey, register for this upcoming LinkedIn event. You're then breaking the ice. Hey, I'm reaching out to you because you opted in to attend. And now you're just essentially getting them to attend live, or, start the conversation there, right? So they may say, hey, I can't ever attend Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern. Okay, great. Well, we have this other event. Or, hey, I would still love to learn more about what you do. That's just that opportunity for you to start that conversation, right? On a better foot than, hey, I'm cold messaging you for no reason at all, right? Okay. Well, that's the training that we have today. We'll be going over this every single week on this lead generation call. We have obviously other ways to search for people on LinkedIn and engage leads and find leads and stuff like that. But this is a key strategy. We use it all the time, and it'll be a great option for you when you're wanting to promote the Discovery Summit, which is every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's the same link every week. So I encourage everybody to use this and many other things. But yeah, let's open it up for questions on what we went over today. Any questions?
Hey, Alex, I have a question.
Okay, we're gonna go to Michelle first, then we'll go to you, AJ, because Michelle had her hand up. But then we'll go to AJ. Thank you.
I thought it would be great, and welcome home.
Thank you.
I thought it'd be great to add what the benefits are in that reminder. No? Just to list like 3 bullet points of,
I wouldn't, because you're getting too long.
oh, okay.
You're getting the information. Now it's seeming more like a sales pitch, in my opinion. There's no 100% right way to do this, but you got to remember your instant messaging people. So imagine you're texting somebody. Do you ever text somebody bullet points? Not usually. Texts are usually quick. Hey, this is a reminder. Hey, can you pick this up for me at the store? Right? You're not usually sending somebody. Now, if you want to send them that, you could say, hey, let me send you an email, right? Or something like that. But I would keep all your messages on LinkedIn pretty short, kind of like you're texting somebody, because that's more of what it is than like an email.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, AJ.
Yeah, I had a question. So let's say you have that 1,000, and when somebody says, or let's say if there's certain individuals, you go, well, I don't think that they would be appropriate for it. So then when you're scrolling down and doing that, you have to notice who those people are so that you can uncheck them. Is that correct?
Well, we'll get into more like how to invite the right people or more specifics on how to invite exact, but I wouldn't cross people out and say, hey, this isn't right for this person because you don't know, right? You don't really know because the Discovery Summit, there's so many varied speakers talking about so many different things. There's a lot of people who signed up for the Great Discovery and who are a part of this team. And I would say, why would they want to join? You know, but they see it and they have their own unique application. So I wouldn't cross people off entirely. Now, there's obviously people who maybe are better to attend, or maybe you're more ideal target client, but I'll show you that maybe next week on how to like really go through and pick just like the cream of the crop, the best people, right? So you can go through and you can hand select it, or just invite all 1,000. And depending on how many connections you have, it's not going to make much of a difference. If you only have 1,200 connections, well, just invite your 1,000 and you don't have to do too much combing over it, right? But if you have 10,000 connections, right, well, maybe you want to try to find and filter it so you're inviting the best 1,000 versus, you know, kind of a random.
Yeah, I was even thinking, well, I mean, there's a couple of individuals that I've come across that I wouldn't even want to communicate with them. Would it be better just then to go into my LinkedIn and delete them out of my
That's a good
thread?
point. Yes, absolutely. If you are connected with somebody on LinkedIn and there's really no value in being connected with them, remove them.
Remove them.
Go
Okay.
to the profile and remove them because you might end up sending them a connection request. Yeah, go through and remove people who are like, or block them even,
Mhm.
you know. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we'll go to Miriam and then we'll go to Daniel.
Yes, Alex, just your advice on the invitations. So my weekly call, would I invite the 1,000 to my weekly call or divide them up between the summit and my weekly call?
You wouldn't want to divide them up. If you're going to invite 1,000, invite all 1,000 to one singular event,
Right.
right? Now, in your email list, you could send invites to 2 things per week, but I would try your hardest to try to grow one event primarily throughout the week. So this is one thing that, maybe I didn't say during the thing, but one thing I didn't say during the presentation was you should also be emailing people this as well. So we're using LinkedIn, 1,000 invites on LinkedIn every week, but we're also doing an omni-channel marketing approach as well, where we're sending out emails to the event as well every single week. So you should be building both your LinkedIn connections and your email list at one time. And every week, at least one time a week, you're promoting an event with all your might and all your contacts. You're driving everybody you can into that one event every single week. Now, once that event is successful and you start getting a lot of people, maybe you can expand to a second event, but I would try to grow that one event to the maximum number of people possible. And if it's at the summit, we can take as many people as, you know. So, yeah, you should be sending emails. And this is where I want to talk about what Daniel's doing with all-in entry, because he'll show you on how to radically increase your connections or your email list, how to radically increase the amount of email addresses that you can email, promoting this event. So I'll put it in the chat. This is what we'll probably discuss next week, Daniel, is what you're doing, and give maybe a live demo of this. So I just put in the chat Daniel's course. We don't have time to go over it, but it's excellent. If you want to learn how to increase the number of people that you can email to your event, well, take that course and I'll show you how to instantly increase your emails by a ton. Okay, we'll go to Daniel. Go ahead, Daniel. And then we'll go to Beverly and Holly.
Well, thanks so much. And we'll look forward to going over that in more detail next week. What I wanted to just say right now, and it's included in this course, if you have more than 1,000 connections in LinkedIn, well, actually, if you have less as well, it's just like 6 clicks to get your entire connections list downloaded from LinkedIn so that you can open it up and start to maybe check off and mark who you want to be contacting, or in that situation where you feel like there's people you want to get rid of, you can at least identify it. It's a little extra step, but it's usually a lot easier to stay focused on something like this. The secondary benefit of that is that if you also have thousands and thousands of people and you can put a little star by the top few hundred, that's your preferred people on LinkedIn. So when you want to share with people, it's like, here's the deal. If you want to talk to my people, these people, if if you tell them Alex told me to give you a call, they already know which Alex you're talking about, which is just a handy networking tool to remind yourself that there's people you're already in motion with. We don't necessarily need to find more people. We need to kind of go back and talk to the people we've already talked to. Follow up drives profit up. Thanks.
I'm on mute. Thank you, Daniel. Excellent. Yeah, it's super handy to have them all like in a single spreadsheet. That's a good way to find out. Like, okay. Beverly, go ahead.
Yeah, when sending out emails, because I don't have a CRM at this stage yet, what is the safest way to send emails out through like your email address in Google without getting flagged or cut off?
Mm-hmm. Well, if
So
you're going to send
Daniel's
out
going,
emails to more than one person at a time, then do the BCC, right?
right.
And then don't send more than like 20 to like 20 different people at a time. And that's being kind of conservative too. But you just basically don't want to send out too many at a single time or in a short sequence of time. How many contacts do you have, Beverly?
It depends on which email I'm in. I probably got a total where Daniel showed me how to get them all out and to get the
Mhm.
extra ones. I probably have somewhere around 5 to 7,000, including the LinkedIn's and all of that. Some have emails, some don't, but just the emails
Yeah.
themselves.
It's not
But
going
I
to be
know a lot of
really
them are from a
possible to
long
send
time
that all
ago.
through. So I would look into like an email, like the THD Quest system that we have, or there's even some free email marketing softwares out there to some extent. So for that many emails, you're definitely going to need some sort of CRM or email provider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are
So
low cost CRM options.
Yeah.
Sending it through BCC is not the right way to do it.
Yeah. Like in a super small amount of people, it could, but like, yeah, if you're doing anything over like 100 or 200, you can't be BCC and 100 people. And even if you do BCC, you should do. Daniel, do you have more insight on that?
I don't know the exact parameters,
Yeah.
but it is not the preferred way to do that
100%.
in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Beverly, I'm saying this with total caring. Sign up for a CRM.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
the,
Well, we have CRM solutions right now, $50 a month, you get a great CRM, great support. There are some other options out there and we'll kind of continue to explore those and because there's, we'll kind of see. But okay. Any other questions, Beverly?
no, it's just getting the capital,
Yeah.
ahead of time to make sure that I'm not putting myself at risk. And that's that's where I'm at, just starting from scratch here and building it. And so yeah, that's what I'm looking at in the
Good.
meantime. So okay.
Okay, we'll go to
Thank you,
Hale.
Daniel. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. My question is it the same form to use for the summit that we used last time?
What do you mean
Or
form?
the form to fill out to be a speaker?
No, not yet. Well, me and Brie are talking after this on speakers for our next upcoming summit, which has speaker spots available, which will be November 13th. So since it's open to the entire company, we're figuring out where is it going to be posted and what's it going to look like and all that different type of stuff. So once that's out, we'll let everybody know. It's probably going to go into a channel post, I would imagine. Pin channel
Uh,
post on the summit thing. So,
Thank you.
yep. Yeah, we'll get that out to everybody as soon as possible. Okay. Any final questions on this? Valerie?
I did post my question. I was just concerned because you've got 12,000 connections. And when you put on to tick your 1,000 every week, is it going to the same 1,000 or will it go to different thousands?
If you're just on that, basically, if you don't do any filters, it is going to invite sort of the same 1,000 people, but you're always kind of increasing and adding more. So I didn't go too much in today on how I use the filters. I'll do that maybe more next week because there's kind of balance, right? Like sending out like priority number one is send out your 1,000. I don't care if it's the same 1,000 people every week. Send them out, right? It's important because they're going to opt in or opt out into your offer, right? Now, when we really want to say like, hey, I want to only invite my new connections, right? You're increasing those connections every week. How do you invite your most recent connections? Well, we can definitely show you that, right? But it's going to take a little bit longer. But this is really, the most valuable, most effective form of lead generation in bringing new business, to you. That's totally free to do.
Yeah.
This is totally free. And if we're in, like I said, this has a cascading effect. So if we're sending out 100 to 150 new connection requests per week, that means we're increasing our connections by maybe 50 to 100 people every week as well. Well, you do that next week. Well, now you have 200 new people to contact, 300, 400. And if you're just very consistent with this and using some of the things that Daniel's talking about, like exporting the list and, just keeping track and following up with these people, you'll just have so many leads you won't even be able to like literally manage them all or deal with it all. So yeah. So we'll talk about that next week, inviting the particulars. But we'll wrap it up here. We only got about 3 minutes. We'll wrap it up with Lori.
I just wanted to respond to what Valerie was asking about, because I know in the past you have mentioned that, you are inviting the same people over and over again, but that what you have said is that your experience has been people saying after months and months, like, oh, thank God you keep, messaging me, because now I can come. Like, now I'm out of whatever situation I was in. So I remember that, and that stops me from feeling like I'm bugging the heck out of people.
100%. Yeah, yeah. Most people, especially with this strategy, because you're not pitching them, you're reminding them. They accepted your invite. You're now sending them a friendly reminder, right? And a lot of people on LinkedIn, when you cold message people, people are like, screw you, don't message me, block me. Why are you messaging me? With this strategy, people will really say, thank you for cold messaging. Thank you for reminding me. And then inviting them every single week. Yes, Lori is totally effective, because a lot of people, something will come up. Maybe they're not available this Thursday. And so they need that reminder next Thursday. People are busy, right? Your event is not on the top of their priority list. But if you continue to be persistent and invite them, and then they come to the summit, they're like, this was a great summit. Now, once you've invited them to an event, and maybe it's not the summit, maybe it's your own event, your networking event, your business event. Once they hop on that event, even if it's just for 5 minutes, and they see, wow, you're a great person, this is a great group, things are actually happening, this is a legitimate business person, they're going to be so much more likely to hop on that one-on-one with you. Right? But if you were just to reach out to them cold on LinkedIn, hey, I want to do a one-on-one, they're like, who is this person? Why would I do that? But if they come to your event, they come to the summit, and they see, hey, we have a great group of people, then they're going to be way more likely to trust and click on your links and schedule stuff next time. Guys, this is over. Thank you so much for being here. We're doing this every single Monday, helping with lead generation. So the homework for this week is go out there, create your LinkedIn event, send out your 1,000 invites, and come next week to tell me if you got hung up, if you got confused anywhere. This is recorded, and it will be on the corporate YouTube channel a little bit later today. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Alex.